Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sunday night is organ music night, a pilgrimage. It's May, which means it's the merry, merry month of May, or as they say, it's the merry, merry month of May. Lots of hymns in this month dedicated to Mary. Look at this, everything's working beautifully over there tonight, but nothing is working over here tonight. You saw me frantically looking around. Does anyone know how Raspberry Pis work? My Raspberry Pi isn't starting up. It's what I use to control the Stream Deck. And the Stream Deck is just basically a blank thing at the moment. And I use it to control my microphone switching on and off and all that kind of stuff. It's not starting up for some reason. I've started it up about 400 times tonight and it's not starting up. Any ideas? Anyway, so that's that. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sunday night, a Marian pilgrimage. Why are we talking about a pilgrimage? Well, I'll let you into some secrets later on. Tonight, there will be lots of hymns dedicated to the Mother of God, dedicated to Our Lady, dedicated to Mary, Maria, whatever you want to call her, from whatever part of the world you are from. There are lots of beautiful hymns from all around the world dedicated to the Mother of God, and that was one of them, one of the old classic ones. Now, the old, I'm going to say the not necessarily the really old ones, we've got a few of them coming up as well, but the absolutely delicious, gorgeous sort of romantic ones, those from the romantic period and things, like that one we just had there, Rosenkranzkönigin. Rosary Queen, an absolutely beautiful melody, and you can really go to town on it, something crazy. We can have fun with some plain song as well. It might sound something like this. Microphone off over here. That's annoying having it over there. I suppose I have to get used to doing it there because next Friday I won't have that with me anyway. Anyway, that woke you up, didn't it? Right, there's a couple of suggestions there, and connect a monitor. Well, that's not going to work now, is it? What will work now? Joe said something about, is the light. The light is it's not flashing. It's just doing its thing. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was working fine on Friday. It was working fine yesterday. Let me just once again unplug it. I don't like doing that. Normally it has a shut down command, which I use. Yes, I have removed the what's it called, the SD card and put it back in again, and so on and so on and so on. Let's just give it another go and see what happens. Hasn't done this before, so there must be something wrong with it. Who knows? But yes, I will have to log into it remotely and see what's going on. Thankfully, I do still have all those details. Anyway, right, moving on. So there we are. There's a little bit of plain chant for us, which is good kind of stuff. Reseat. Yes, done all that. Thank you. Done all that. It's just not going to work for some bizarre reason. Right, let's have another one of these magnificent hymns from the good old days. Now, we're building up to a couple of absolutely amazing Mary hymns that are just completely over the top, and you'll realize why I'm doing that when I get towards it. Joe sent me a message. What did Joe send me? Joe sent me immediate troubleshooting steps. Oh my God, I'm not going to redo that. That took ages to get it programmed. Anyway, we shall see. Thanks, Joe, for letting me know. I'll give it a go and we'll see what we can sort out. Is that the same message over there? Yes, it is. All right, thank you. Like I say, all these tunes from those days are rather good fun. And I'm building up to a couple of them that I will tell you a story about later. But here's one. This is one I don't know. Glorwürdge Königin. So that's a very old-fashioned way of saying marvelous, basically. Marvelous queen, I suppose you could say, or marvelous in the true old-fashioned sense of the word. This is a rather lovely one. It's one of those melodies where you can play it very simply, but then you can go to town on the harmonies. Let's see what we can do there. Colours changed on the camera tonight as well. Does that look better than usual? I think it does, actually. The whites are whiter than usual as well. Don't you agree? It looks better. All right. Let me know what you think. I keep wanting to press that button. It's not working. That's a simple tune, but you can go to town on the harmonies big time on that. I love all that kind of stuff. Now, we have a couple of requests this evening. A jazzy one for later, a fun one for in the middle, and a birthday one. Let me just quickly make sure I'm getting this right. I hope our birthday boy is here this evening. I hope our birthday boy is here. Where is it? There it is. This is just going to be an attempt, okay? The birthday boy has sent me a piece of music to play, and it's very difficult, but let's see if I can do something with it. I'm not going to promise anything here. Our friend Richard Russell, it's his 74th birthday today. And he wants me to try playing this piece of music. No promises. I'm going to give it a go. It's quite difficult, but we'll give it a go. But first of all, we need to sing happy birthday. So happy birthday to Richard Russell, everybody. 74 today. That's a good age. And all the best to you, Richard, and happy birthday. Oh, hold on. I'm going to go and click over here again. This is bloody annoying. I've got to go and do my clickies here. Happy birthday, and I'll be back in a second to tell everyone about the piece of music you suggested. Oh boy, wish me luck. Happy birthday, Richard. You go and write in there. Happy birthday, Richard. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, or had an absolutely wonderful day. Good luck for your 75th year on the planet. Hold on, I just need to very quickly scribble something out here. Okay. Sorry, I had to answer that. That's very important. Happy birthday, Richard. There we are. Now, Richard wrote me an email and attached a piece of music and said, I would like you to play this for my birthday. I will give it a go. It's quite a difficult piece of music indeed. What we really need is a xylophone for it, but I'm not going to play it in a theatre organ. This really is a proper classical piece of music. I think, excuse me, I think I've tried playing this before, but this is an actual proper organ arrangement of this piece of music. And are my winky blinkies working? Yes, they are. That's fine. Yes, they are. Good. Okay. And somebody called Wolfgang Stockmeier. Ever heard of Wolfgang Stockmeier? He arranged this piece of music from an Australian composer, Percy Grainger. Percy Aldridge Grainger. Now, Percy Grainger was a bit of a naughty boy. He was friends with George Gershwin. He was friends with Rachmaninoff. He was friends with Fats Waller. They were all a sort of a bit of a New York Saturday afternoon club, if you know what I mean. And they would meet up, get drunk, play lots of piano together. It's amazing to think about that. Imagine sitting in a pub in Harlem and you'd have George Gershwin and Fats Waller and Percy Grainger and Sergei Rachmaninoff. How on earth did they fit together? But they did. They loved each other. They were absolutely brilliant friends, and they all tried to outdo each other. All of them had certain things in common. They were all incredibly talented piano players with incredibly big hands. And they could really bash the hell out of pianos, and in a very orchestral way. and a lot of the music composed by Percy Grainger is quite unplayable. So unplayable, in fact, most of the piano music has been transcribed for orchestra, as it's easier for an orchestra to play than it is for one piano player. And this is one particular example of it. And then once again, it's been transcribed back down for an organ to play. And again, it's not very easy, I don't think, but we're going to have a look and see what we can do with it. It's his room music titbit number 2. That's what it says here. It's called Handel in the Strand, or a clog dance. So get your clogs out. If you're in the Strand this evening, then bash your clogs about in time to this. This is pure sight reading. It might work. It probably won't. Let's find out. Wish me luck. Happy birthday, Richard. Wrong button. Get so used to looking over there. wow, that's worth practicing, that is. That's pretty difficult stuff, but it's definitely worth practicing. What a good piece of music, what a good arrangement too. Whoever you are, Wolfgang Stockmaier, what a wonderful arrangement. It's almost playable, believe it or not. It needs a bit of rearranging. I needed to start on 2 manuals. That would have been the better way to do it. But yeah, he's got it all in there. That's the short version of Handel in the Strand. There's a longer version of it where there's a bit more sort of intricate stuff. He missed that out, thankfully. Thank you, Wolfgang, for missing that out. But yeah, it's got it all. What we really need, though, is... what we really need is a sort of a different... What we really need is... Yeah, we need a different manual for that, don't we? And then there's this bit, yeah, that's right. It doesn't do that at all, sorry. Something like that. Yeah, it needs a bit of practice. I like it though. Wonderful. Richard, thank you for sending it. I like it. That's definitely being added to the to-do list. And thank you so much indeed. I like it. Yeah, definitely playable. Happy birthday to you. I hope you enjoy your day. Enjoyed your day. And yes, we'll catch up soon. Now, something here. Apparently something... Tim, you said something about something and I don't have anything. Hold on. What did Tim do? Tim sent something. Tim sent something. Ah, there's Mr. Russell. Thank you very much, Mr. Russell. He just popped in a ticket there on the way past. Did you see that? I'll come over and say thank you to you all in a moment. Let me just see if I can find this. Oh, there's Tim. Tim sent me something here. It would have been Mum's 89th birthday. Her name was Judith, sometimes Judy by her friends, if you can think of any music related to those names. Hey Jude, but that was actually written for a man. Yes, 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 I know you all believe it was written for someone else, but trust me, it was written for a man. We'll think about that. We'll think about that. But we'll definitely do something in a bit. Let me think about that. Can anyone think of anything with Judy or Judith in the title? If you can, send it over and I'll see what I can do with it. Splendid. Richard, I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much for sending that over. One of these days I'll have time to practice things. Now then, we had another request and it's our friend Dominic. Dominic Eckard is in the audience this evening. Dominic's a busy boy and he's not always in the chat, but he is tonight and he sent me a piece of music and there's bound to be a story behind this. So Dominic, what is the story behind this piece of music? You will definitely recognize it. Sing along. You will know the words. by Daisy Bell on a bicycle built for two. Naughty, naughty. The old tandem song. I love that. What a wonderful waltz. Ah, that's cheered me up no end. It's been one of those weekends. It's been one of those months. It's been one of those years. It's just one of those things. Cole Porter there. Yeah, thank you, Dominic. What a wonderful. Where did you get that from? Did you answer that? Hintergrund, mal sehen. I see. Right, there you are. Dominic chose this one this evening because this was the first piece of music to be sung by an IBM computer back in 1961. There you are. How old is the piece of music itself? It's very, very old. It really is very, very old. How old is Daisy? Ooh. Is it even, it's probably not even 20th century. It's probably late 19th century. Who wants to find out? Anyway, right, let's have a little looky here. While I've still got a smidge of battery left on this old thing, let's say hello to some folks. I will remove my headphones and let my ears breathe. Does that make sense? You know it does. Right, who's here this evening? Let's have a little look here. Tim, who has never been in a gang before. You are now. Hi, Tim. Mike is also here. Brooks is here. Hello, Brooks. How are you doing? I came across our fun picture again. Brooks was a surprise guest in Cologne a month or so ago, and we met up for about half an hour. It was really quite amazing. Razbaz was here. He's just left us. Good evening to you. Julian GC is here. Jeff Trevethick is here. That's Jeff Ryle, by the way. Hi, Jeff. Johannes84 is here. Hi there. Urza is here. Yes, the first one was for you this evening, obviously. Ian Walker is here this evening. John Drake is here. Gerhard Flink is here. Opus is here. Hello. Steffi is here. Hi Steffi, how are you doing and how's your dad doing? Now Alexander is watching in the background. I know he is. At least I hope he is. He said he was going to be. Alexander is, for those of you who don't know, Alexander had a bit of a heart attack the other day, a huge heart attack by the sounds of it. And after a few days, he is now, he's able to get up and sort of walk about a bit again. But it sounds like it really took the wind out of his sails. So yeah. Keep it up, Alexander. You'll be fine soon. And Steffi, lovely that you are here this evening. Right, who else is here? Brinkman107 is here. Good evening, Brinkman. Hello. Robert Varner is here. Cam is here. Hi, Cam. How are you doing? Did you get my message? Who else be here this evening? There's Dominic. There's Dominic. Who else? Monica is here from Ohio. Hello, Monica from Ohio. Lovely that you are here. There's Richard, BBC Basic. Haha, love it. Thank you very much, and happy birthday once again. Andrew Prince is here. Nice one. User ITDO2DP7DW6E. Hello, can you play some Bach for my slowly dying Uncle Dexter? That's a cheery message there. Yes, I can play some Bach for you in a moment. Let me see if I can find something suitable. My goodness me. Judy in the Sky with Diamonds. That's a nice idea. Let's do that. Stephen Wigner is here this evening. Hello. Splendid. There's Jazz. Hi, Jazz. And now you're asking me to play Chopin for your slowly dying Uncle Dexter. I think we'll stick with Bach. You're not going to get Chopin out of me, good heavens. Julian Cleek is here. The Welsh connection is there. Wonderful, wonderful. Joe Humans is here. Here we go. Who else is here then? Let's have a little looky. Oh, my eyes are old and bent. Any new names there? If you're in the chat and I haven't said nothing yet, John Drake has joined us as a member. Hello, John. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much indeed. You are now eligible to use the Gartshore gang emojis to pester people with. Use at will. Right, who else have we got? Yellowbird is here. Hi, Yellowbird. I've got your little thingy there ready to go. 1892, Daisy Bell. There we are. Thanks, Tim, for letting us know. David Ross is here. Hi, David. František is here. Frantarbic, which I will one day learn to say properly. Who else is here? French Horn is here. Segne du Maria. Yes, of course it's coming. Of course it's coming. Of course it's coming. Chopin would be deadly. Yes. I don't think I actually play anything by Chopin. Years ago, when I was learning piano as a young man, my piano teacher was a very, 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 well, one of my piano teachers, a very good piano teacher. She was a descendant of a pupil of Liszt, that kind of thing. But theoretically, so was every piano teacher. But anyway, but she really was a descendant of somebody who was taught by Liszt. Anyway, and when I say descendant, I mean musical descendant, not family descendant. Anyway, and I remember one day saying, I want to play some Chopin, please. And she looked at me and she said, nope, not possible. I said, why not? And she said, come back when you've been around the world a few times. And I said, what on earth do you mean by that? And she said, trust me, you're too young. You don't know anything about music. You don't know anything about love. You don't know anything about passion and sex. And I was like a 15-year-old boy at the time. Or maybe not even 15, I can't remember. And that put me off Chopin for life. So that was the end of that. That was the end of that. Anyway, well, before it goes cold in my mind, let me play some Beatles music, and I don't really need the music for this. Oh, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. There we are. And the one we want is Get Back. Oh, what did I do there? I pressed the wrong bloody thing. There we are. That's better. These are not alphabetical. These are, oh, for heaven's sake, these are, there we are. It's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, obviously, but we're going to dedicate it to Judy in the Sky with Diamonds. It was a nice idea, whoever it was. I think we'll go along with it. Change the word to Judy in this one. There's music playing from this thing. Or somewhere, or is it here? Music playing from somewhere. Interesting. Interesting. Is microphone on? Yes, it is. Right. Okay, good. There we are. That was Lucy, or Judy, as we're doing it tonight, in the Sky. I know that's cheating. Sorry, Tim. But that's the easiest thing I could find in my mind, and I would actually have here without going digging around the internet for a million things. Jeff went to school with Paul McCartney, but no, not that one. Nice one. Oh, yes, Paul McCartney. Yes, I can tell you some stories about Paul McCartney. Probably not broadcastable during this show here. Right, someone wanted some Bach. What's it, our user with some funny. What's your name, user? What's your name, user, with your dying Uncle Dexter? Let's have some Bach. My goodness me, what are we going to do from Bach? Me, the great lover of Bach music. I think we'll play one of the easier chorale doodas. When I say easy, I'm of course referring to something that is not not my usual bag, baby. Well, these are huge files that take a year and a half to load. I'm not going to do the St. Matthew Passion tonight. I play that too often now. I need to find something else. Find something suitable. Bear with me. Normally this flies through, but my this is the digital complete edition of Bach. This is something that was on the wish list a while back, and somebody very kindly bought it and or paid for it for me. I bought it, but it's absolutely wonderful to have the complete works of Bach on the iPad. It makes life so much easier. Problem is, of course, these files are enormous, and it could take a while. I think I actually want page 55. Let me see if I can find page 55. No, stop, there it was. Shite, what page is that? That one. Huh? There it is. That's the one we want. Ha 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 ha. Perfect. Hello, come back. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, there we go. I thought it had died on me completely there. We're in Berlin tonight, which is an enormous instrument, a Steinmeier organ, a romantic organ at that. Not your standard Bach instrument, so that's why I chose to play this one. We're going to deliberately romanticize. That's not very nice, actually. That's what's not very nice. That's better. Yeah, we're going to romanticize this. I have a romanticized piece of BACH here. This is his Erbarm dich mein, O Herre Gott, number 721. Yeah, this'll do. Uncle Dexter, all the best to you. There you are, a spot of Bach there for Uncle Dexter. My chat has died, so I have no idea what's going on over there. What I do know, however, is... Oh, hold on, here's the chatty pop here. Right. What am I missing out on? So the perpetrator of that piece of music, who are you, where are you, and where are you, and have you been to the box office? The following people have been to the box office. Over to you to say thank you. Who started it this evening? Ray! Ray Suter started it this evening. Thank you very much, Ray. Alexander was a close second. Thank you very much, Alexander. Stefan M. joined us there. Wolfgang R. then joined in. So did Tim. So did Andrew P. The Platts gang were in on Buy Me a Coffee, as was Jeff Ford, thank you very much. Jack Barnard was there on PayPal, thank you. Max Huber was on Buy Me a Coffee as well. Richard R was on PayPal, and Richard R again was on Stripe. Thank you very much to both of you on both of those. That's very kind indeed. There's a new fancy toy here on my box office. Check this out. If I press this button here, not only does your name flash across the screen like it is at the moment, but you get a big mention like this. Ray started us off this evening. Oh, isn't that cute? Isn't that cool? 10 tickets, wonderful, it says there. I don't know where that came from. There's Alexander. We're getting there. Probably 10 PayPals, you see. Then Stefan M. Isn't that cute? Isn't this good? This is so professional. This is all programmed. Especially for me, isn't that cool? Well, especially for you, I suppose. There's Wolfgang. I like this. This is working beautifully tonight. I just wish my bloody Raspberry Pi would work. Tim is doing his thing. By the way, the second Raspberry Pi, that's running all this crap here, so that's working there. There's Andrew P. And so on and so on. Isn't this cool? Wonderful. What's it saying there? Thank you for keeping the music live. Look at that. Isn't that exciting? I think that's very clever. What do you think, folks? I really rather like that. I think it works very nicely. If my chat has died, we can say rude things about him. No, Jeff, you can't, because I still read it on my laptop. It's just I have to swap about and do all sorts of things. Do all sorts of things in the background here. Yes, there will be no talking of trains, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is a music channel, and we like to talk about music. Although we were talking about all sorts of weird stuff earlier on this evening, so yes. Try to keep the chat around the subject of music. We are, after all, a music channel. Right, 2 more of the hymns to Mary, one of which was requested by our friend, well, mentioned by our friend French Honda, and it was definitely on the programme. 2 of the best... Oh, Dominic has joined us in number 13. Thank you, Dominic, number 13. Can we hit the big 2-0 this evening, 20? We've only hit 20 once since we started this. I wonder, can we hit it tonight again? Let's find out. Vanessa just exploded downstairs. Did you hear that on the microphone? I don't know if you did. Anyway. One of these hymns, one of these famous old Marian hymns, Segne du Maria, bless you Mary, is absolutely absolutely over the top, and you can turn it almost into a march by Elgar. Want to see what I mean? Ah, what a wonderful hymn. There are translations of that. It does appear in other parts of the world in different languages. It's absolutely marvelous. I love playing. We actually played that last night at church here in Hirschbach. It's the beginning of May, so you start off with all those hymns like that, and you can just go bonkers. Bonkers, 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 bonkers. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Right, we're going to do one more of those, and you, of course, you know what one's coming up. We've played it a million times before, but it's so wonderful. And, yeah, all the fun of the fair. What's happened here? What have I missed out here? Ah, Dominic, there we are. Thank you very much. Oh, we spotted Dominic. Oh, we're up to 14. Right, come on, folks. Let's do it. 6 more, and we've hit 20. 16 more would be pretty good. Philip has sent in a request. He's learning a piece of music by Louis Vierne. That's not bad, that one. That's good fun, actually. Yeah, you're right. That's a very good fun one. Now, yes, before we do the final hymn to Mary this evening, we have a little request here from a guy called Owen. And Owen got this in quickly the other night, and there it is. There it is. Owen, this is Let the Vineyards Be Fruitful, it's called, which sounds good to me. Nothing like a fruitful vineyard. I'm not drinking wine tonight. That's the good old-fashioned Ribena. British vitamin C blackcurrant tat. That's rather cute. Rather gorgeous. Anyway, Owen has suggested this piece of music. He apologized for it being so simple. It can never be too simple, Owen. Don't worry about that. Let the vineyards be fruitful. Does anyone else know this? I don't know this. Sounds quite nice, though. I like that a lot. That's a guy called Ronald Nelson. He wrote that back in 1927. I like that. Thank you, Owen. A wonderful suggestion. Yes, 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 and yes. Where is it? It didn't load. Hold on a moment. Definitely downloaded it. Where did it come? Where did it go? There it is. So why didn't that synchronize with my program there? One more of these wonderful hymns, and then a spot of theatre land to have some fun with. You know what's coming. It's wonderful, it's magnificent, and it's got all those good words in it. This is the hymn that started this wonderful craze here on YouTube many years ago. And this is my link to Friday, coming up Friday. This Friday, I will not be performing a live concert from here in the organ studio at home. I will be performing a live stream concert, a private live stream concert. Now, when I say private, it's not private for you out there in YouTube land. You get to watch it, but it's private for the building in question. I'm going to be out on location, and we are going to be visiting one of Germany, if not the world's best organs. It's the magnificent Seifert organ in Kevelaer. Now, Kevelaer is it's a little town on the Dutch border, sort of northwest of here, over on the Dutch border, and it's home. Well, it's a pilgrimage church. It's the Marienbasilika. It's a big basilica to Mary, basically, and people from all over the world come there on pilgrimages, and as a result of this, the church has got tons of cash, and over the years it's installed and maintained this enormous instrument. It's about 150 stops. It's a huge organ, a very famous organ, and I am going to be playing it for the first time. I've not been there before. I've been invited many times and I've always wanted to go, but it's never been possible. But this week on Friday we are going to go to Kevelaer for the first time, and I'm not just going to visit the organ, I'm going to perform a live stream from the organ. Now, it won't be at the usual time. It's going to be 1.5 hours earlier than the usual time on Friday. So watch out. There'll be community posts, there'll be reminders, all that kind of stuff. So watch out for that. And this is going to be a great test for all the wonderful new equipment we've got. We've got new fancy, the overhead camera isn't wired up at the moment, but we've got new cameras everywhere. And we're going to take the whole kit with us, and we're going to stream it using my mobile phone. Here at home, I have an Ethernet connection which does all the streaming. We have hardware streaming here. I don't use a PC to do any streaming. This is a hardware streaming thing, and it works beautifully. But I can connect my mobile telephone to that streaming hardware, and using my strong 5G connection with unlimited data, thank God, I will be able to stream in HD next week's concert live from the church. Oh my goodness, it's going to be very exciting. I hope you can join me for it, and I hope you will spread the word and invite your friends and chums to come and watch as well. All going to be good fun. And this will be the start of something new. We're going to start from time to time, ideally once a month, that would be rather good, stream from location rather than here at home. I think that would be great fun. So let's hope that this is the start of new things. Now, there is still one item on my Buy Me a Coffee wish list that I would love to have before we go. It's basically an all singing, all dancing, rootin' tootin', highfalutin exposure meter, but it's a very fancy one that does everything you need to do. So you just basically stand there, go click, and it tells you how to set up every single camera without thinking about it, without working on it and things like that. It's not one of these things. This is a clever little device. This is what I use on my lenses. You attach the lens, you attach that to the lens of the camera, and then take the camera here and point it at the light source, and it tells you what ISO settings you need to get the right color. But that's not exposure, that's just color settings. That's why the color looks all right tonight. I recalibrated that tonight. But that's got nothing to do with exposure and all that kind of stuff. So it would be magnificent if we could get that thing sorted tonight. We've pretty much got it halfway there on Friday. Let's see if we can finish it off tonight. And that will take us to Kevelaer. Now back to this piece of music. This piece of music was recorded a long time ago, not on the organ of Kevelaer, but there was a recording made on the Abbey in Himmerode organ. That's over pretty much just west of here, over on the Belgian, almost Luxembourg border. From here, Himmerode, and it's an old abbey. It's actually closed down now, but the church is still there, the organ is still there. It's pretty much in private hands. And the legendary Professor Wolfgang Seifert sat at that organ during a pilgrimage and played this hymn, and his harmonization of this hymn became something of legend. If you haven't seen the video, go and watch it. Now, Wolfgang was organist of Kevelaer for many years. He's retired now, but he still lives in Kevelaer. And unfortunately, he won't be there on Friday. He himself is playing a concert very near here, very near Koblenz on Friday. So I'm going to be in his hometown, and he's pretty much going to be in my hometown. So that's kind of weird. We were hoping that we'd get a chance to meet up and have some fun. But that will be something for the future. But yes, I've been desperate to get to the organ at Kevelaer for a long time, and I will definitely be performing this piece of music on it. Here is a quick version of Wunderschön Prächtige. I'll do that again and try and get the right notes. Quite simply a D major chord. How can you bugger up a D major chord? Sometimes I don't understand myself. And so on and so on and so on. It's just over the top. I love that hymn so much. Years ago, when that video came out, I was still involved in Bonn, St. Joseph in Bonn. And the organist and I, the main organist and I, we would listen to that sort of a million times and try to recreate it. And it was so wonderfully over the top. And then when I started my own little organ job here in the Westerwald region of Germany, it's just a tiny little parish church. But I wanted that. I didn't want one of the big jobs. I wanted a little job, so I got some freedom to do other stuff. Anyway, and at the back of the hymn book, there it was, Wunderschön Prächtiger. And I got to play it, and the congregation used to belt it out, and that was absolutely wonderful because I could go completely to town on the harmonies, and the more bizarre my harmonies became, the better they sang. It was absolutely wonderful. Even to this day and age, it still works perfectly. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, that was that. Now we're going to press a button here. I'm going to press a button here, and we're going to leave Berlin, and we're going to fly across the Atlantic, and we're going to end up in, there we are, we're going to end up in Jazzland, theatre organ Jazzland. And I'm going to play a piece of music that was requested by our friend Yellowbird. And it's a great piece of music. Words and music by the legendary Henry Creamer. Yes, that was his name, Henry Creamer. Let's not go into too much detail on that. Theatre organ time. And this is technically a ballad, so let's play it in sort of more slushy registrations. If you were in the tuba concert last night, the tuba Illuminati concert last night, we talked about the theatre organ world, theatre organ registration ideas, and all that kind of stuff. Some people found it very interesting, apparently. If I could be with you 1 hour tonight, or an hour and a half, or 2 hours, whatever you fancy. If I could be, darling, la 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 la. A cute tune. Thank you, Yellowbird, a wonderful suggestion. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the final numbers, plural, of this evening. It's close to midnight, which means I get to do my silly jazzy things and turn on to some real jazzy registrations here as well. Let's have these guys back. And let's have, do we need this for anything? I don't think we do. Let's play a piece of music in the key of, well, the starts in F minor, but it ends in A flat major. Or maybe I will modulate to E minor and G major. I'm not sure. Let's find out. I will surprise myself. Oh, this bloody thing. I need to get it working. Sweet Georgia Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for tonight. Click, boom, bang. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for chipping in. Yes, it's going to be a busy week now, so keep your eye on the, what's the word we're looking for? Keep your eye on the community posts of the channel. Keep your eyes on the reminders and get ready for next Friday's madness. Next Friday is going to be absolutely wonderful. I'm very, very, very much looking forward to it. Fingers crossed everything works the way I expect it to. I will be having various dry runs of the technical stuff during this week to make sure that everything works, and getting everything set up on Friday to make sure it's all working and doing what it needs to do. Let me just quickly click on me doodads there. Oh, we're not quite there. We're nowhere near there, in fact, on the light meter. All right, well, I'm not going to order it until I know it's been done and dealt with. So let's wait and see. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way, but that's fine, don't worry. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for helping out this evening. Thank you for joining in this evening. Thank you for being in the chat, for being part of the old Gartshore gang. I wish you a pleasant start to the week, and I look forward to seeing you all and all your friends on Friday from Kevelaer. Don't forget the new time. It's going to be earlier, so if you are one of those unfortunate people that has to take part in the sinful world of work, then yeah, you can catch it after the fact, don't worry. But I hope to see as many of you as possible next Friday evening, 8:30 p.m. Central European Time. That's 7:30 UK time, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time over in America, and God knows when, probably 5:30 in the morning for Tim in Australia, something crazy like that. I doubt you'll be up at that time in the morning, Tim, but you never know. You can catch the last bit of it before we head off. Forget it. It's a Sunday night. Everyone's disappearing. We're going to have a quick bye-bye blues. And yeah, see you all very soon. Now I need to work out how the hell I'm going to finish off this stream using only these buttons. Bear with me a minute. The bye-bye blues. See you soon, folks. Night-night.